Right, I'm back. We have here's my Lely Welger RP245. It's a bloody good baler. Yeah, we've had some issues with it, but we've just sorted them all out. Well, we hope we have. We found a little problem that it was. They have improved it on previous model, but what made me buy this one, I bought it 3 years ago now, but what made me buy this one, the previous one, went 12 years and I never touched it, never laid a finger on it. Then 1 year it needed new chains and stuff. She'll carry a spare ball and a ball on the go, so if she's full up she'll do 600 odd bales. It's got quite a wide pickup on it, which is always good, and yeah, not a bad baler. I like it, so yeah. The sulky spreader on the other hand, it's always been a bit of a pain. I brought that brand new off Oliver's. It'll carry 2 ton. It really needs to be able to carry 2.5 ton now, because obviously 600 kilogram bags, which is what we've got down there, as you can see. 600 kilograms of Nitram, which we have to keep under lock and key, by the way. Yeah, but I would like a bit more technical one now. It's got a what they call a tri-board on the side, which is a little gadget under here. This little black box down here, that's the tri-board, and it shuts the flow down on this side a bit when you're going around the first time, so you don't throw it in the hedge. But it's not very effective. It stops it throwing in the hedge, but it gives you poor crop around the outside the field. So yeah, all the doors in the barn are electric. We had the electric put in here like for dryers and stuff. They're only blow dryers, you know, the spare ones, and we couldn't afford to put full blown dryers in here. It's 100 foot long by 50 foot wide, this shed. I wish now I'd gone for one 20-foot door in the middle, because we've increased our crop, we can really only keep one crop in here. So I did it like that so we could put a barrier down the middle, but it ain't really wide enough. This is a Bertude. Yeah, been a good sprayer for us. Still is a good sprayer. Have to be for a little while yet. You know, we've got a fair bit that we can need self-propelled, but she's we haven't got that much that we want to spend the money on a what do they call them, a really top of the range things. Well, this one cost us £16,000. That's what it cost us, which I didn't think was a bad for a 24 metre sprayer, 3,000 gallon tank, and you can, if you set it up right, you can do about 65-70 acres with it if you set it up right. But Steve's really got the pulse on this thing. He really gets on well with it. But yeah, Bertude's good. It's got an Iveco engine in it, which isn't great, but it gets, well, when I mean it ain't great, it's not a top range engine, is it? It isn't a Cummins or something like that. It's just a cheap old thing they fit in DAFs, but we've got 2 sets of wheels for it, the one that's on it and narrows, so yep, good enough for us. Our boy's pig food, try to keep that under lock and key, keep it nice and clean. Right, that was George's pride and joy, the BB950. Well, we're going to make more use of that this year, because it seems hay is a minority fuel for the power stations, and they'll only take it as a last resort unless you've got one of the old contracts with them. But the boys have cleaned that down and blown it all down and polished the panels up, so she's actually in quite nice nick. It's a good baler, it's a damn good baler, and I won't get rid of it, but we're going to do a lot of Quadrant hay this year rather than Heston hay. And she's poked in the corner there, Heston. Again, that's all been cleaned down and washed down, that's all serviced and ready to go. Plug on the front of it, it's obviously got all new PTO on it, which is care of Krone, which is very kind of them, but I don't feel they fix the problem, so we'll find out. I'm going to run a spare PTO, keep it here for when that one flies to bits, because it will. And there's my old lady here. I'm afraid she ain't been cleaned down yet. We rode her hard and put her away wet. But she's still grubby at the minute. I can't really get round her because she's parked in. But we've got a lot of work to do on this old girl, tidying her up, cleaning her down, blowing her off. We keep her in the dry. She has to stay right in the dry, she does. We don't put combines outside. That'll just kill them. And there's a cutter bar there, obviously. Try and keep that in as well. She's been in here all winter. That's where she stood all winter. And I'll bet you, tell you what, I bet I could climb up in that cab and turn the key and it'll start, well, unisolate, the isolators are on. But, yeah. So she's tucked away in there. There's a feeder licks we use for the cattle. I've got quite a big pile of nitrogen there still. I've still got some to go on the spring crops. It's a nice tool shed, this one. We can actually tip the 28 tonner up in here as long as it's in the middle nearly tip it up. That's my sale trailer, that one is. When I go to the sales I take that with me in case I buy something, but at the minute it's got a couple of go-karts on it and my old quad bike. My bloody youngest fucked that up, he did, bless his little heart. He was going around the field on it like a lunatic. It's only an old Yamaha, it's worth nothing, 150 quid. It still runs, you can start it up, but all of a sudden, past the end of the yard, the quad bike went flying across the field, end over tit, arse over head, and he bent all the front wheel and busted all the front wheel up, and then he slid past the end of the shed, closely, you know, on his arse. So he buggered that up. These two go-karts, the blue one works fine, that's a single seater. Electric start and everything. I think my old boy wants about 300 quid, 400 quid for that. And this one's a twin seater and want about 500 quid for that. So again, you want to go on my website and get in touch with me on there, you're quite welcome. Yeah, so they're sitting here in the grain store. Yeah, there's a few bits here I want selling out the way. You know, I'm having a bit of a spring clean, to be honest with you. I put these LED lights in here. They're not overly bright, but they're quite sufficient just to light up the grain barn, to be honest with you. We can see quite well in here, can't we? No, old Jack swept this all out the other day for us. He didn't do a half bad job, to be honest with you, considering all the stuff that's in here. When we're ready, we'll bring the compressor in here, you see, and blow all the dust out, get it all off the sides up there, blow all the rafters down, get the man cradle in here, blow them all down, blow it all out the end there, and then shut her up and put